This is Gilda. She's the mascot for the Dow Acceptable Risk Program. Gilda is here to basically tell you that if you have a skeleton in the closet, it may not be just a skeleton. It could very well be a golden skeleton as well. And as you move into a future of ever-increasing complexity and ever-increasing opportunities, Dow Acceptable Risk can assure you that your touch will be the Midas one. And I'd like to finish with a little poem. I'd rather be handsome than homely. I'd rather be youthful than old. If I can't have a bushel of silver, I'll do with a barrel of gold. So thank you very much. We hope you come up and get a closer look.
Thank you.
Hello, thank you for having us. Good. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Here's a keychain. Thank you very much. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't have unfortunately, I don't have a card anymore. I've ran out of them. So.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, you were one of the earlier speakers. Thanks.
Yes, so that's a pleasure.
Thank you
it's
very much.
Definitely very interesting. Is it applicable? Is your model applicable to anything? I mean, is it applicable? Can we use it in risk management?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'll
have our risk management guys take a look at it because we do a lot of interesting things. So.
Wonderful. This is interesting. So.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Okay. Take care.
Yes, hello.
Hello, sorry.
Your case was, I want to introduce a new product on the market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you, as I understood it, is that your risk assessor will work out what is the human
That's right.
impact threat to humans, as opposed to how much money can you make us. Whichever way you do this, you're going to cost some lives, right?
Yeah,
but if you're going to make some money in the process of it, then it's acceptable. Is that right?
That's pretty much, that's exactly what I said. I mean, it's did you find that not...
No, I thought it was refreshing, actually.
Okay.
Refreshing? We'd meant to be shocking, not refreshingly honest. To us, this was about as refreshing as the Kool-Aid in Jonestown.
The mass suicide and murder of more than 900 Americans took cyanide-laced fruit punch from their spiritual father and then lay down to die.
That's the thing about cults. What's shocking to outsiders seems normal to insiders. Is this why unfettered greed seemed normal to bankers? And if so, who was the cult leader here? This is Milton Friedman. We were told that he was the world's most influential economist.
Did government play a role in this? Very little, only by keeping the road clear for human greed and self-interest to promote the welfare of the consumer.
In this book, Friedman used the word freedom 374 times. But by freedom, he didn't mean this. He meant this: the freedom of corporations to profit, no matter the risk to people, and without interference from government.
Dr. Milton Friedman, a scientist, a careful thinker, and a great teacher.
The hero of freedom, Milton Friedman.
I sought out Dr. Friedman and had the great pleasure and privilege of meeting him and his economist wife, Rose. And we've all become friends, and now I call him Milton.
If we wanted to understand the banker's mindset, we needed to find the guru of greed. There was only one problem. But though Friedman had now ascended, his followers carried the flame.
Okay, so we should go in there.
Yeah.
Oh, great, thank you.
Uncle Milty, if I call.
These guys belong to free market think tanks, which have spent billions of corporate dollars trying to make us all believe that if we just let corporations do what they want, everything will work out great.
We're kind of on a quest. We want to fix the world, and we want to know how to do it.
Private property, rule of law, and a market unrestricted by government regulation and control.
When we see companies demonized, we should work against that. When we see the free market system castigated, we must work against that.
More wealth leads to greater efficiency and greater innovation and basically all good things. Wealth. Money. Privatization.
Wealth. Money.
Individualist freedom.
Privatization.
Free markets. Ownership.
And a great deal of money.
Capitalism and freedom.
Wealth and prosperity.
We were getting the message. And so were millions of others. These guys spread Friedman's free market gospel by any means that they can, like speaking to Congress, viral videos, and guest spots on Sunday morning talk shows. They claim to have derailed the Kyoto Protocol and to have helped destroy regulation around housing, banking, energy, and the environment. They agreed to meet pretty much anyone with a camera, even us.
You see there's a blue screen behind you. What would you like to be put in front of?
A planet Earth.
Oh, cool, a blue screen.
I'd say the Jefferson Monument.
How about Jefferson Memorial? It's more...
It's already taken.
Oh, it is taken.
Somebody asked for that already.
I'm sure you have a good backdrop of Washington.
Don't put me in front of anything in Washington. I hate Washington.
Put up a scene in outer space or something, you know?
I would say a world in which man is treated as an end in himself rather than a tool to be manipulated by those with political power.
How can we represent that? Is there a single image or a series of images?
I think that the images are of men, just the prosperity of free men following what their hearts and desires lead them to.
I think we can find that.
Sounds good.
Now that we had our new friends at ease, it was time to ask them the really tough questions.
What would you say to people who harp on the Bhopal catastrophe or other tragedies?
Bhopal is an interesting example, but that facility had created educational opportunities for an Indian emerging technocratic class. It had created value added and tax base for the community, and something like 3,000 people died. That's a tragedy, but there are always risks of going into the future.
There are always risks of going into the future? For thousands of people in Bhopal, there was no future. At least the Jonestown suicide cult killed only themselves. The free marketeers seemed willing to put everyone else at risk. Back at home,
you have new mail.
We had mail. Turned out our Dow site was the gift that kept on giving. This time, it wasn't a mere conference. We'd hit the jackpot. The BBC, perhaps the world's most respected news organization, was doing a big broadcast about Bhopal, and they wanted to know whether Dow might finally clean up their mess. The interview, they said, would be broadcast to 300 million people. This was what we'd been waiting for. To the BBC's great surprise, Dow emailed back to say they would be delighted to speak publicly about the catastrophe. As for us, 300 million people was about 1 million times bigger than any other audience we'd ever had. We were scared. So we asked the BBC if instead of coming to their headquarters in London, we could meet them in neutral territory, the original land of revolution.
Are you a little nervous?
I'm so nervous. Oh, God. It's like going to the guillotine. I think it's right near where they used to have the guillotine, too, in Paris. The office. Yeah, I think it's the biggest thing we've ever done. This. I haven't combed my hair in like 20 years, yeah, really. Like, I think I used to do it this way. All right. Oh, God. Oh, God. When we acquired Union Carbide 3 years ago, we knew what we were getting, and today we are prepared to do the obvious. Let's see. Don't film too much when we get there, I think. Hi. Bonjour.
And you're watching BBC World, our main headlines.